It's Kringe Kitchen.
Welcome to episode 3 of Kringe Kitchen. Today we're making a traditional Australian beef meat pie. 2 kilos worth of meat here. A kilo of beef mince and 1 kilo of diced chunky steak. Use whatever you want for this. You can use sirloin, you can use gravy steak, you can use T-bone if you want to cut the bone out, whatever you want. You can buy it already diced, easy, any combination as well. If you want a complete mince pie, just use minced meat. You want chunky, get the chunk on. Puff pastry, you're going to need some flour, a little bit of red wine, salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce, diced tomato, 2 beef stocks, 4 brown onions. I like to use a wok, I like to keep it interesting. Fire that up. We're going to roughly chop up these onions. Make them chunky. Don't dice them. You don't want them to disintegrate. Take the lid off that. With this, we're going to just throw everything in. Throw in 2.5 cups of water and let it simmer. It's going to simmer for 45 minutes. For that first 45 minutes, we're going to leave the cover on. So just chuck it all in. Shit going everywhere. With the canned tomato, I like to use about, for 2 kilos of mince, about 3/4. The Worcestershire sauce, we need 4 tablespoons. Now, what I might do is I might get my water, 2.5 cups. That's 1, 2 and a half. These stocks, you probably think, why didn't he mix the stock with the water? Just crumble it in. Crumble it in. Oh, I can taste it already, alright. There's a bit of surprise for someone later on. Get rid of that. We don't need that in there. That's just a liability. I like to add a little bit of, just a dash of red wine. I like to add red wine to anything I'm cooking red meat wise. Anything. Cooking chicken, use white wine. Salt and pepper, just to taste. You can't taste it now because it's raw, so just with the eye. Pepper, can't go wrong with pepper. Pepper's good everywhere. Perfect. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to make sure, because it's going to sit in here for so long, you want to make sure that it's as flat as it can be. Everything's getting love, you know, everything's getting love. Doesn't look like much now, but looks like a salad. Looks like a carpaccio salad. If I keep mixing this, I'm going to cook it just from friction. We'll just let it go. That's it, leave it in there. Put your lid on. 45 minutes, come back, and we'll see what we've got.
Do you come from the land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Get you hear the thunder. You better run, you better take cover.
Alright, welcome back. It's been 45 minutes. This has been simmering under this lid. Now basically all we're going to do is take the lid off and let it continue to cook for an additional 35 to 40 minutes. That's it, simple. Also, it's come to my attention in that 45 minute sort of layover that I had a band-aid on the side of my neck that was sort of flapping, almost falling into the pie. Look, it's all cosmetic. I've done a bit of work, a bit of structural work. The structural integrity has now been brought back up. We're all good, it's all safe, don't worry. And the thing I was worried about, that little bit of stock cube paper falling in there. Imagine one of these bad boys was in there. Eating your pie, you pull out a band-aid. See you in about 35 minutes. Beautiful. To be honest, it needed a little bit of salt. So I tasted it and it just needed a little bit extra salt. Taste it before you commit. As you're going, if you need salt, add a bit of salt. Obviously that's too moist. So we're gonna add a bit of flour so that we can thicken up the texture. 6 tablespoons of flour into a plate. Then we're going to add a bit of water to the plate. Alright, I want to create a paste. Here we're going to drop it in slowly and we're going to keep mixing. You're going to keep mixing this. Alright, you're going to keep mixing. I haven't even started mixing yet. I'm going to mix this through. And you'll see, as you mix, it thickens. It really, really, really does. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to grab the flour because nothing's really happening. So what I like to do is I like to just go straight in with the flour. Now that consistency is looking really, really good. Pastry, important. Grab your dish, butter it. Some people say you don't need butter. Look, I don't want to risk, I've never done it without butter, but I don't want to risk not putting butter in there and then the pie gets stuck. All this work, it's dark outside. Look how dark the window is now. I've been here for hours. I'm not going to risk that. Butter it. Now, do your thing, drop it in. You know what? It's not going to work like that. This doesn't look pretty, right? It doesn't. This is not how they do it on TV. But this isn't TV, right? You know what makes it not TV? The fact that just stay there. The light's not even on. This bloody light's not even on. How can we have consistency? Oh god, this is a disaster. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's a homemade pie. You want structure when you cut into this. You want it to hold together, right? And in my experience, which is limited, pretty pies don't hold together well. Could be a thick bottom on this. We've got 3 layers. Hope we've got enough pastry. Just wasting it like this. We're going to use this extra flappage. We're going to fold it over. I'd like to carry the pie over to the dish, but I can't because I've really limited myself here. So what I'm going to do is it's worked out absolutely perfectly. We're going to just fold these flaps over, right? We're going to just going to close up that hole like that, patch it. Might want to stick it under the flap, see? Conceal it. Now that's a homemade pie. That's got homemade written all over it, doesn't it? Now you can always dress up a pie that looks like this. Write something. Put something nice on there. Now, last thing, crack an egg. Grab your little paintbrush from Bunnings and apply the egg to the top. Now, 25 minutes, 180 degrees fan forced. Alright, 25 minutes, pie's looking great. Oh, look at that. Look at that pattern, everything worked out, absolutely beautiful. Oh, see how that separated from the side of the dish because of the butter. This is the way a pie should look. Serve it up in your favourite plate. Drop some greens, a little bit of tomato sauce. And that is a traditional Australian meat pie, homemade. How good is that? Thank you for joining me once again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Catch you for episode 4. See you around.